Hey everyone, it's John Samuel, and this is All Access Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have a very special guest. We have my new friend, Steve McGrinder, the label guy from Liberty Marketing Services. What's up, Steve? How are you?
I am great, John. Thank you so much. I am humbled and blessed and beyond grateful to have this opportunity to share time with you today. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I mean, you and I just got connected a couple of days ago, and we got connected because of the new Drip My Cane 2.0, that we just launched in partnership with Eone, the watch company, which you can see my Eone watch right here that I'm always with. Yes, it is. It's this is like the black on black. It's super cool. It's ceramic. It's, and so Steve, I don't know if you know how I got in touch with Eone, was that I had this watch, and I was actually finding a watch for another individual who's blind in the company, and he wanted to get a Braille watch. And I started looking. I had no idea about Braille watches. I started looking online, and I came across the Eone Bradley Timepiece, and I showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I was like, "Ah, this is cool." And I went and bought it myself. And because when I started losing my sight, 20 years ago, and one of the hardest things for me was actually when I had to give up my watch, because the watch was something I always had. And when I found the Eone, it kind of gave me back that kind of that sense of style and that confidence that you get when you have like a cool timepiece.
And let me tell you, John, you look good wearing it.
Thank you. Wearing it. No, but we're partnering with Eone. But how did Eone find you? Because I'd like to just we'll go from there, because I'd just love to know, how did they find you, or how did you find them? What's the story?
Well, what's really interesting is I get emails every day from people who find our company, Liberty Marketing Systems, on the website looking for labels, and more often than not, it's a company looking for something that they're having difficulty sourcing, or it's just somebody looking for better pricing and whatnot. And every now and then, this diamond gem of an email appears, but often I don't know. It's kind of like the real diamond, right? Or that gold you find in that pile of dirt, right? You don't know how shiny it is until you take the time to kind of look at it a little closer and clean it off. And so I got this email from Daniel. I handle all of the internet traffic that comes in on our website. And I saw who he was, and he mentioned, "Hey, this is just a one-off. It's probably something that you guys, might not do, but really looking for your help." And I guess Daniel had been looking and calling, and he'd just been finding closed doors all over the place.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, let me at least look and see who Eone is. And when I saw what they did, and I heard their story, and I read all about Bradley, and it became so much more than just a regular email and an opportunity for us to make money with the new customers. Wow, I want to get involved with this project. It was like, I don't care what the quantity is. I want to help, and I want to be involved, because what's really great about Eone and obviously about Abler is that you guys are in business to make a difference in the world first, right?
Yeah.
Before profit, right? It's all about making a difference, making lives easier for people who really need others to help out, right? You've experienced it in your own life, and you have this passion to make a difference. Well, I don't have a passion to sell labels, but I have a passion to make a difference. And so when this opportunity came up, I share that passion with our team here at Liberty, with our founder, Tim Beam, and our president, Brian Beam. We really, really love to find opportunities where we can impact, and it's going to sound, kind of lame, but we really want to impact the world.
Yeah.
We have to do business. We have to make money. We have to provide everything that we can for our staff and our employees that are here. But when there is a little niche where we can do something special, we want to do it. And so it became something that was important to me. I presented it to our ownership. They're like, "Yeah, let's do whatever you need to do." And then it became exponentially more special to me when I met you and had the conversation with you and heard your story. And you're inspiring, John. Your company's inspiring. The project is inspiring. And we're just happy, whatever the time it is that is necessary to help you with your project, to be the difference maker. We are your servant, and you let us know what you need to do.
Thank you so much, Steve. It means a lot because, we talk a lot about it that, we can't do anything without partners like you. And I'm just so thankful that that random email that Daniel Lee from E1 sent was actually responded. And I feel like, sometimes I have to pinch myself. I feel like there's just so many serendipitous moments over the last 4 years of my life that that it's hard to believe sometimes.
Do you remember our conversation, John?
Yes.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
We talked for probably 45 minutes. We had never met each other. Yep. And I think 85% of that conversation was very personal and very intimate. Sure. And we talked about this. I mentioned it to Sharon offline. Brene Brown is famous for her sentiment and her studies that has shown that vulnerability is where true strength comes from. And you were so vulnerable with me. Here you are, a CEO. Here you are, a big shot, right? And you were vulnerable and open and human. And you and I spoke with great empathy and integrity with each other, and it had nothing to do with the project. And then right near the end, we're like, oh yeah, that's right. We got to work on this project, don't we?
I mean, you're right. I mean, it was such a great, conversation that we had. And that's why, even in just 3 days, like 2 days, that's why I said you are my new friend. And I think that, friends, partners, friends, I think that we need this in when we're trying to do this mission. And I think that when you talk about how Liberty Marketing Systems is trying to change the world, you think it's kind of funny. No, I get it. Right. And this is the way we can do it. Because that's what inspires me every day. It's like, and I can never thank all the people in my life who've helped me get to where I am. And I'm just trying to pay it forward every day. And so you're one of those people who helped me do that. And I'm just so thankful for that. And so, one of the things like that we're talking about is that if folks don't remember with the Drip My Cane campaign, we're decking out these canes, these white canes that I use. I think my cane is back here somewhere. Actually, I do have a cane. And there we go.
Yes.
So this is the white cane, right? So this is one of the canes that we're going to be kind of, I got to send this over to you. I'm sending one over to you, Steve. But, this is what the white cane looks like. And so what we're going to be doing is, to maintain the integrity of the cane, we want to deck it out with design through our collaboration with Creative Allies. We're having designers come up with different designs with stencils, but we want to use retroreflective paint or tape on this because what happened was a lot of people who were blind, they reached out and said, hey, John, we're just a little bit worried that, you're going to, the purpose of the white cane is to be white, to be seen in difficult situations, whether by motorists or other pedestrians. And so I think that, it's really important that we keep that integrity. And, Daniel's the one who introduced me to retroreflective paint. And so, Steve, I'd love to get your thoughts because you were explaining to me what retroreflective is. But can you talk a little bit about it a bit more?
Yeah, so I think it's a brilliant idea. And one thing that retroreflective materials bring to our world is exactly what it says. It's reflective beyond just about anything else. And as most people probably know, color can impact reflectivity. Also the actual chemical makeup of the substrate there's all kinds of different things that can impact how light reflects off something. So this material is extremely expensive, but it's worth its weight in gold. And primarily in the label industry, you'll see it in warehouses where companies will have massive placards that are up really, really high, and they need to scan those placards when they've got a lift truck that's going up to the 7th level or the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, whatever level, and it needs to pull stock. They need to be able to scan that, and they want to take the danger out of having to scan from up so high. They don't want to have the human element risking themselves. So they will incorporate retroreflective material for labels. So we'll make really, really large labels, but the way a scanner works is it sends an infrared light to the label. It bounces off, and you've got black space and you've got white space. And I don't even know well enough to be able to speak about how complicated and how it works. But to simplify it, it bounces back, and the scanner reads what those spaces and dark spots represent, and it comes up with a number or whatever it is that's programmed into that barcode.
Yeah.
So what the retroreflective enables them to do is scan from far, far distances, because it's the ability for it to reflect anything is really amazing. A lot of school buses, you'll see, anybody remembers driving behind a school bus, you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner a huge silver white label with a black number on it. And my understanding is that it's not just for identifying the label. It's a safety thing. If there's a fire, if the bus goes down a hill, you know, they're able to shine a light down there, and they're able to bang and get this bright image, and they clearly can identify a number that is on that label. So the advantage to putting it on a white cane, in my opinion, is that reflectivity. When car lights hit it, bam. Even when regular sunlights hit it, right?
Yeah.
Bam, it's really gonna shine. And I think that Daniel, I think, was the one who told you about
exactly.
this. He's so excited. I know he wants to put it in his watch. So
yep.
So I really think that this might be the catalyst or the foundation for maybe cane manufacturers thinking about adding retroreflective qualities to either the paint, or in the case we're providing a wrap. It's not actually paint, but we're going to provide a wrap for you. It's all a work in progress. We'll perfect it as much as we can, right? We're giving it our best shot.
Yeah.
But what's really wonderful is if we can incorporate a design. If there's anybody listening out there who's putting a design together, think about putting your design together where you have a lot of empty space to allow for that retroreflective material to be exposed to the light that's hitting it, right? So if somebody who uses a white cane is going to be in an area where there may be danger, maybe they're close to the road, maybe they're on a road, they're crossing the road. Does the white cane show up? Yes, it does. But you add a retroreflective component to that cane, you're probably seeing that 10 times sooner than you would. So we're talking about saving lives. If we can find a way to take this little contest that's really just fun and cool, and make it part of the forever future of cane making. I could be out of my mind wrong. I don't know, but I don't think I am. And so your idea, or Daniel's thought combined with your idea is gonna make something beautiful. So again, to the design people, don't fill your design full of solid colors, because that will impact the reflectivity of this material. Think about something really creative where you can incorporate that reflectivity in between. Does that make sense?
It does. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Is like, if you were going to give the designers like 3 tips, what would it be? So if you could repurpose that and like say it again, and Sharon, if we could, you know, copy this down and send it out to designers, you know, put it out there, because it is important. Because I want the designers to understand kind of this, because I've never you know, had any interaction with the retroreflective, but you having some background with it, if you can just give 3 best practice, what would you give them?
Johnny, you're not supposed to put this pressure on me.
I know.
Right? I'm not prepped for this. Okay, so you devil. Yeah. So I guess the most important thing, and it might be just really one thing stands out in my mind, is we want to make sure that the design is visible. So whatever beauty elements of your design, right, that you are creatively putting down on paper, we want those to show. But the most important thing is, beyond making the canes more fun, beyond making them colorful. And I know, John, you talked about, you know, sometimes people are afraid. They see somebody with a white cane and they don't want to approach them. They're right. And it's like for whatever reason, people see that as a wall or a barrier, and we want to break that down. And I know listening to your story and talking to you was all about, you know, let's have a conversation piece. Maybe they want to talk about my cane. They see it. Wow, maybe they're not, that wall isn't as big or as thick. And so this design, if people can think about that too, let it be warm and welcoming, right? Let it be really, really colorful. Why can't there be color in this world of blindness, right? Let's bring color to it. And so think about white space so that the retroreflective material can complement the design. This is going to be very, very shiny. So from a distance, no one's going to be able to recognize any design really on it, because it's going to, but when you're up close, which is where the majority of people are going to be, right? Whether it's in a restaurant, walking down the street, that design is going to actually show up really, really well. I would suggest that the colors they use in their design, I would make them bold and colorful, not too dark. Translucency is something we can play with, and honestly, we have to experiment. We're going to do some prototypes. Yep. So the more translucent the color, the more the reflective materials, the components of that will come through that color. The darker the color, the less reflective it's going to be. But as long as we have the reflectivity around the design, we're okay. But I think that, I don't think that was three things, John, but I think that was really the gist of what's probably important for everybody to think about.
No, that's awesome. So yeah, kind of the takeaways I got is lean into the color, you know, make it fun, bold, happy, exciting, to again, make that to do what we want it to, and be that conversation piece. Leave that white space that we can then get the, you know, to have that white space to really have that reflective quality to of it. And I think then, you know, the other piece is just, you know, yeah.
Well, because if somebody gives us a beautiful design, and I saw some of the designs from last year,
yeah,
really, really, and there's some great designs. And so what we don't want to do is see a beautiful design get rejected because it's gonna nullify the qualities of the retroreflective material. So if we have this retroreflective wrap and we print this beautiful design on it, effectively muting the reflectivity of the material, then we're on one hand, yeah, we're still creating a great work of art, but on the other hand, we're not allowing that work of art to be as beneficial and impactful as it can be. So I think there's a happy medium. Be creative, be artistic, but recognize why we're really doing this. And I think it'll be win-win for everybody.
Awesome. Now, thank you so much, Steve. You know, the contest ends on September 26th. So please share, get designers in. You know, we really need more designs. We want to get it out. We want to spread the word. So please submit it into the link. You know, we'll have it in the comments for where you can submit it. And Steve, will you help me judge the you know, who we're going to pick?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would be honored to. I'm excited. So for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. How can people get in touch with you?
Oh my gosh. I work for a company called Liberty Marking Systems, and we are a label manufacturer. We've been in business since 1988, privately owned by the Beam family. Tim Beam is our founder. Brian Beam is our president. You can find us at the World Wide Web, libertymarking.com, and anybody can reach me. I have a profile on LinkedIn. Also, if you go to our website, you will see direct phone lines as well as email addresses. And please, if anybody has any questions about this, I'm happy to answer it. Or if anybody has any labeling needs, I'm here. But again, this isn't about me. This isn't about labels. This is completely about Abler and E1 and this project that we're doing. And I'm just really grateful to be part of something that is really going to impact the world in a positive way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steve. And again, shout out to our friend Daniel Lee and E1 for, you know, being our partner on this, and Creative Allies, and just all of you, because it really is, you know, the love that we're getting from y'all, it's amazing. and just to be able to send that out. And just as a, you know, let y'all know, we're here every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern on LinkedIn Live. And next week we have my friend Larry Long Jr. So it's going to be awesome. So check it out. And thanks again. Thank you, Steve. And thanks for being my buddy.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Sharon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Sharon.